Very good. So this is the February 8th, 2024 meeting of the Fire Station Building Committee on the city's Zoom platform and in person at City Hall. Chair statement. This meeting is being recorded. If any persons present are doing so, they must notify the chair at this time. Is anybody else recording the meeting? None. Very good. Next item is attendance. David Singer.
Here.
Present. I'm present. Mayor is present. Chief is present. Diana, she's present. Jean Wall is present. Who else? Jen is present. I don't see anybody else on yet. They'll be coming on though. Okay. Prior meeting minutes.
I had a delay in getting the recording from last month, so I do not have them prepared in time for today.
All right. Put that off until next meeting. Okay. Neil's up, budget update, payment invoices, and the current budget status.
Thanks, Butch. We'll go through the invoices first. Presented for processing this month from Construction Monitoring Services, invoice for ongoing construction administration services in the amount of $30,000. DA Sullivan presented application 16 in the amount of $559,896.55. That includes work completed during January. Box Modular Vanguard invoice in the amount of $7,853.92. That is for the lease extension on the temporary offices for the temp fire station. H2M, we have two invoices from them, one for services from December, $16,495.93, and one for services in January, $15,955 even. Colliers, who is our commissioning agent for services rendered in January, $2,070. And then three invoices from US Digital, who is the I Am Responding vendor, totaling $24,550. Grand total, $656,821.40.
I make a motion to accept $656,821.40 as presented by Neil Joyce.
It's for a second.
Second, Singer.
Okay, any further discussion on invoices? For Neil? Hearing none. David, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes,
I vote yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you. Chief?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Jean?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes. I see that.
Is there any else? Good. All right. Update on the budget.
In addition to the invoices that were circulated earlier today, we did provide a budget update for costs incurred through February 1st of this year. OPM fees were actually a little late in our billing, so we're tracking at 77.5%. Architecture and engineering is at 97.5%. Commissioning services only at 15%, which we would expect considering the delay to the electrical and thus the lack of startup of the mechanical equipment. Permanent station costs are at 85% complete, so things are tracking well there. Project expenses, again, this is a good thing. We're tracking only to 32%. Furnishings and equipment, we're just starting to see those costs hit the floor now. We're at 21.7% of the budget, and we would expect those costs will increase significantly in the coming 60 days as we're getting furniture installed as we speak. Temporary fire station expenses, 82% complete overall. And owner's contingency remains at $375,828. So what that means is that if we did not spend any additional funds or make any additional funding commitments to change orders or otherwise through the remainder of the project, we would return roughly $375,000 to the city as unspent funds. We do have pending change orders that we are intending to process, and I'm sure that we will have other technology or other related expenses that have not yet been incurred. So I wouldn't go to the bank yet, but the fact that it is a relatively large positive number is still a very good thing for the project. So overall cost expended to date, $17,731,753, with a balance of just over 3.96 million left to spend, or 81.7% complete on the overall budget. Happy to take any questions. A lot to digest.
Make a motion to accept the budget as presented.
Second,
Second.
any further questions for Neil on the budget? Any budget line items? Thing? Just one from me on the money we're holding back for DA Sullivan. I know he had a question about trying to release some, and you had some questions about that. Maybe you can just explain why.
So when there's a standard amount by statute of 5% that's withheld from construction payments as the project continues. Legally, it's called retainage. And towards the end of the project, we get requests from the contractor to reduce retainage based on work that's been completed. As of right now, it would not be our recommendation to reduce retainage, as they have not yet provided a building that can be occupied. So by statute, when a building is occupied and is under the beneficial use and occupancy of the city, there is a mandatory reduction of retainage at that point that needs to be made. So as of right now, we're recommending against that reduction.
Thanks. That was just an item that came up at last Monday's meeting that DA Sullivan brought up. They wanted to try to draw down on it, and Neil's recommended against it. So I just wanted to bring it up to everybody at the meeting that was an item that we were looking at and why we got advice not to do that. Any other questions from anybody? Okay.
Did we vote?
Nope, we're going to right now.
Sorry.
David, how do you vote for the?
Yeah, accept the budget.
All right, I do. Mayor,
Yes.
Chief,
Yes.
Diana,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
and Jim. Must be muted. Jim? He's
No
playing.
microphone.
He's playing. Okay, thank you. All right, what's next on the agenda? Change order update, Neil? We don't.
No change orders have been prepared. I do anticipate that there are 3 items that we are probably going to look at before we meet next. No, any one of the items is not over the $25,000 threshold. So we'll be reviewing those items with the committee from memory. Remember what they are? We just talked about them.
Yep.
Guardrails along the eastern limit of the parking area.
Mhm.
The additional vinyl graphics to be applied inside, and the third item.
I just had it. It slipped my mind.
I remember.
Shades.
Okay,
Window shades, additional window shades within the building.
any questions from anybody on the future change order?
Signing the change orders? You and the chief?
The 3 of us.
There's 3 of us, if it's under 25,000.
Okay.
Okay. And we're very close to being done with those.
So.
Okay, project updates. Neil, how are we doing with the project?
So generally speaking, the contractor has sort of peeled all of his equipment and operations for the most part towards the apparatus bays. The furniture vendors have moved in. We've gotten about 75% of the furniture is on site and being assembled and installed as we speak. Good news for the committee, we've talked about it, I think, since last April. The switchgear was delivered last Friday. It's currently in the main electric room, and with any luck and continued good weather, we should have permanent power in the building sometime at the end of February. That's what we're tracking right now. As with all good news, there comes bad news with it as well. So we've been advised that the chiller, which provides air conditioning service to the building, has been further delayed now with a June forecasted delivery. It was previously April. So that's not a great development for the project overall. Fortunately, it only provides air conditioning to the building. So with proper ventilation through the other systems, we can still occupy the building without air conditioning. So we're going to pursue that and at the same time continue to apply the same pressure with DA Sullivan that we were successful in employing with the switchgear, and we're continuing to lean on that vendor to push his suppliers for improved delivery dates, and we'll continue to do that through the spring. Second piece of equipment is still forecast for delivery in April is the emergency generator, and we do have a workaround in place for that. The generator company will provide us with a temporary generator in the event that occupancy becomes feasible before the permanent generator has been delivered and installed. Other than that, things are still progressing as we expect. Probably the next item that's really major that's going to start the first week in March. We're anticipating that all the preliminary work in the apparatus bays will be completed, and we will be in the process of installing the epoxy floors. And really, at that point in time, everything should be progressed through the building, and the contractor should really be vacated other than minor punch list work. That said, the architect has finished the punch list, and the subcontractors are in the process of buttoning up any remaining loose ends. In anticipation of permanent power in February, we'll begin equipment startups probably by the early to the middle of March. And right now, we're still targeting that early April date for occupancy, if everything goes well.
Perfect. Any questions for Neil on where we're at, where we're going, where we've been?
So you could get a certificate of occupancy without
Without a chiller.
okay?
Yep.
Anyone else?
So it's important to note that there are spaces within the current building that will have its own air conditioning separate from the overall chilling unit. So the offices and some other areas will still have air conditioning. It just wouldn't be throughout the entire building.
So like the room, the ambulance, whatever, the emergency equipment, little room, like that has its own unit and stuff, like.
Mhm.
You can get-
And it has a split unit.
Control has an.
The offices
Control, yeah.
that are there, the offices themselves are independent. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions about anything from anybody?
How
Hmm?
how hot do you think it could get if it was really hot outside?
Great question.
The building is well insulated. This is Katrina.
Gonna say.
Sorry if you guys can hear me. The building
Yeah.
is well insulated, has, very good glazing on it. So there shouldn't be a huge temperature swing within the
Okay.
building.
Okay.
There are options, just like heating, there's also options for temporary air conditioning as well, which hasn't been discussed, but there are options for that.
Okay.
It's still early in the year where it shouldn't be too bad. It's not July and August, September. No.
I have-
Knock on wood.
Depending on
You're
what part of the
funny.
process we have resources that we could tap in from the state side to
Okay.
Yeah,
make it work.
yeah, we want to get that temporary down and off our neck. Okay, the next meeting will be on Thursday, March 14. We can do it the same way, if you want. Do a hybrid. And with that,
I have
go ahead.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I just wanted to once again say thank you to our project manager, our design team, and our contractor who have done and continue to do an outstanding job working through many challenges that have been able to be taken care of and dealt with quickly and efficiently. So kudos to them. The furniture, as the committee members that were there saw, has arrived. It's starting to go in, and there's a lot of work going on down there, and it's looking pretty good. And I had one other thing, but it slipped my mind. So again, I just wanted the monthly shout out to our crew and to the committee for taking the time out to approve all the change orders that we've have made, but kept them very small and cost effective. So thank you very much to everybody involved, and it's coming along. If members that did not get a chance to go today, if you would like to see the building, contact Peter or myself, and we're happy to bring you down and bring you through now that it's starting to get furniture and
Look like a building.
yeah, it's amazing what it looks like now. I'm sure that the members of the committee that went and did the tour, they could probably attest to that better than I could on the progress. So
Thank you. Great. What else? Motion for adjournment? Second. Second. All right. David,
Yes.
Butch, yes. Mayor,
Yes.
Chief,
yes.
Diana,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Jen,
Yeah.
and Jim. Thank you very much, everybody.
It's great to see everybody.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye, Katrina.
Bye.